Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Struggling Hunters, where we're working hard every day on bringing you our struggles and some of our successes. I am Eric, and
Yeah, I'm Joe,
we are
struggling hunters.
that one sounded pretty good. I'm pretty proud of it. Um, yeah, let's just kind of move on. I guess tonight we're gonna just talk about a little bit of horn hunting. It's getting close to that time of year. I technically over here in Colorado, I technically have about 2 more months before I can legally hunt horns. Um, it's starts May 1st, and then it goes on, I guess, till January 1st. So they shut off horn hunting from June 1st to April 30th over here in Colorado. And what's kind of funny about that is the history of that is you guys started that over there in Utah one year. You guys started it, and then kind of gotten away from that law. Colorado followed suit with you guys, or however that came about, and but they've ended up keeping their rule. So,
Huh,
um,
interesting.
yeah, it's been. I mean, it is what it is, but I think it's a little bit ridiculous. But uh, you know, sometimes you just got to make laws because that's what you get paid to do. I guess I don't know. Um,
Yeah, well, here in Utah, we our season, so you can pick up sheds year round. Um, but from February 1st to April, I had it pulled up. April 15th, you have to have a little certificate, and it's just all that certificate is an online, more or less, ethics course about harassing deer during this time of year. It's typically, they're coming off a winter, food's been hard, so like they're living off their fat reserves, and so they don't want you going out there and like chasing deer to make their antlers fall off.
yeah, that makes sense. And I'm sure that's why Colorado has that rule in place too. Something kind of funny though about Colorado, they passed the introduction of wolves over on the western slope, and I saw this meme here a while back. I thought it was pretty funny. They said yeah, you can't hunt horns, can't go looking for horns because you'll disturb the elk and deer between January and April. But here's an idea. Let's just plant a lot of wolves or a bunch of wolves in the western slope. That'll really fix the whole ordeal. I thought that was a pretty funny little meme. Uh, Saw that a while back and I had to laugh. Um, Not to get too well, it's not really political, but I know me and Joe in the future, when we had some time and we could really dig into it, we are going to actually look up the Wolves situation and kind of share our opinions and I guess with that said, yeah, I'm kind of disappointed in Colorado. Mm, I don't know. I guess I'm sharing my opinion already, but I'm a little disappointed in Colorado for uh, people passing that law. I don't really understand it. I don't know if it's like something that they want to do for people that don't like hunting. I don't know if it's something that they're trying to do. I feel like at some point they take all logic out of it and kind of like stick it to the hunters in a way. I mean, they try to come up with all this like, oh, it's beautiful and blah blah blah, but how many of those people that are saying that are actually going to go out and try to look for a wolf, and I don't know. Like I said, me and Joe are going to try to do some research and cover our bases later on, and probably talk about this situation. Maybe around maybe a big story that pops up or something. I don't know. We've talked about it, but we just haven't really. We want to kind of cross our T's and dot our I's before we get into that whole ordeal, but I did kind of share my thought about it, that I was going to keep uh to myself for a little bit longer, but I kind of let the cat out of the bag, if you will. Uh and I don't know, I'm kind of going down an old rabbit hole with the whole wolves thing, um but yeah, back to horn hunting though. I yeah, kind of I don't really, for me, I mean, I guess I get it, like people chasing deer and trying to do weird things to deer and elk to get their sheds to fall off early. I mean, that's a little ridiculous, but I don't know, it's just kind of crazy that we technically have a antler horn hunting season. Just seems kind of weird to me. I mean, because I'm not used to it. I mean, I never growing up, we never had any of that. Now, I'm not the best horn hunter, so I mean, it is what it is. But I'm more of like, oh, if I trip over it or something, be walking out in the woods, and if I trip over it, and I'll pick it up and I'll get all excited. But yeah, I probably have looked over so many horns over my over my time out in the woods. It's not even funny. So definitely not the best horn hunter, but I'm kind of excited though. I believe I believe April 30th. So I think that'll be right after turkey season, if I'm not mistaken. I might be mistaken. I can't remember the dates now, but it kind of what I'm getting at is be able to roll over from one right into the other to a point.
Kind of be able to do two things at once in a way too.
Say that again?
Be able to do two things at once.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, turkey kicks off April 10th through May 31st. So be out there, hunting turkey for 20 days before I can go after or find some horns. But once I'm able to start looking for horns, it'll be kind of fun to be out, if I haven't got especially if I haven't gotten my turkey by then, do a little turkey hunting in the morning and maybe a little horn hunting in the evening. Probably turn that into a country song.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I'm kind of rambling on about the horn hunting. You got anything to really add to it, or?
Well, I was just gonna, say it is kind of interesting though that, so where we hunt or where we have is we just have the elk and the mule deer, and I guess the moose, and if we happen to have any antelope, the sheaths for the antelope. But and I think that's one thing I just want to touch on. It's kind of fascinating in a way. Is I think we've talked about it in previous episodes, but is like the whole life of an antler. Because I think it was mule deer will kind of have been dropping their horns or their antlers the last month or so, and elk are just starting to. I mean, I think they can start dropping sooner, and then they drop between kind of now until into April. So we say like April, from May till August, they're growing their horns back. And some of those horns grow, or the growth that they got to grow are pretty big. So there's a lot of bone that is being made up and growth. Going down another rabbit hole, but just thinking of that, and we were talking about chasing or the animals living through winter and then coming into spring now and dropping their antlers, and possibly people going out and like bumping them and cause them to burn their stored fat cells trying to get through the end of the winter. It just kind of brings on a different feel for the animal once you kind of stop and think about it. Like, as far as feed and surviving, it's not like you're going to their grocery store in their fridge in their home and pulling out, a big grass steak or something, or acorn pie or whatever, like they got to go out and forage, and then hopefully there's enough out there to have them be healthy to produce these antlers, that we chase after, that. And then I don't know, I just was just sitting there thinking, and just kind of hit me that, it's kind of a continuous uh thing for the animals to go through, is always be in survival mode.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad for that reason. I'm glad I'm not an animal. I think of that a lot. Like during the middle of the winter, I'm like, man, I'm sure glad I got a cozy little house to go to, because I'm looking at the snow and it's a foot to, depending on the drifts and all that stuff, 3 feet deep, and I'm like, man, I'm so glad I don't have to walk through that. Like
Right. Yeah.
uh, as an if I was an animal, like it would just suck to have to go through all that, but they do it, so it's pretty
Right.
cool. It's pretty I admire what they do. I admire what the survival tactics that they have to survive.
Right. True. Well, and so I guess to take it back to their sheds, like one of the things that goes into when they drop is, from my understanding and my basic knowledge or reading, is one of the things is genetics is when they're going to drop. One of the things that I thought was kind of interesting in my readings was is the amount of sunlight um, that is out that's going to affect when they drop, and then of course, and then their nutrition, how healthy they are, all that kind of bundles up. And it's not like, well, all right, it's February 17th, my horns are going to fall off today.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's a lot of variables that go into it.
Yeah, it's kind of fascinating, but
It is. It is. Yeah. If they, depending on how much testosterone, if I remember right, because I read a little article about it today too, and depending on how much testosterone they were producing, or exhausted, or what, I can't remember the exact term that they said, but I thought that was kind of interesting, is how much testosterone they had through their mating season, that kind of determined how fast they would lose their horns, which kind of makes sense. But because I mean, I know it just started. I haven't been seeing any big bucks, but I've seen a couple smaller ones, and they still have their horns, obviously.
yeah,
But yeah, mule deer, what was it? Mule deer start dropping theirs from February to now. Isn't that what it was? And then the elk,
yeah,
yeah, it wasn't it February,
yeah. I think it
or did I get
was,
that wrong? Um,
but
but yeah, so, and then like you said, starting now, the elk are starting to drop them, but the mule deer, bit, you know, for the most part, the bigger ones probably are starting to drop theirs right now. But I saw a couple small bucks the other day, and they obviously had a full rack. Oh, I saw a big old herd of elk the other day too. I don't know if I said anything to you. I couldn't
huh,
really get any good pictures. I can't remember if I did or not. I think I did post something on Instagram, but yeah. I didn't really get a good picture. I couldn't get a good zoom in, but and then the bull, I did see a bull, but I couldn't, where I went, because I tried to hide behind this little knoll so I could get a picture, but I couldn't see the bull behind the knoll. So
gotcha.
I just got a picture of a couple cows, but yeah, it was kind of cool seeing that. I haven't seen a big old herd of elk since before hunting season of last year. So it was nice to see them, see them out and about.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing like seeing them in the off season get you hyped up for the on season.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So,
Anyways,
uh,
but have you been, I guess, getting ready for talking about season, getting ready for this upcoming season?
yeah, I have. If you're in Colorado, primary draw has started. I put in for some deer. I put in my for the draw on deer. I put in a couple draws for elk. Um, the elk, I don't know if I'll draw anything, but I'm feeling pretty good about the deer. I think I might have a chance of drawing something for deer, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. But with that said, I made my decision as far as draw goes. I could change it if I don't draw. I could change my mind if I want. But if I do get draw, I'm definitely doing archery elk because I'm a bow hunter now.
A mighty bow
But
hunter.
yes, sir. Uh, but yeah, so which I think even if I don't get a draw, I'm still gonna do over the counter archery elk for sure. Might as well, man. Just commit, right?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, I was gonna say, so you said that you put in for your draw, but being in there in Colorado, you put in for like I guess like the harder, the more premium units, I guess would be the right word. And then if you don't draw out for that, you have the opportunity to get the over the counter tags.
yeah, kind of um yeah, so obviously like the deer tags, you got to draw for everything. So it's not really premium, it's just a draw. Um I mean there's premium areas for sure, but it's just a draw across the board. And then for elk, one of the premium areas I put in for it and it told me right away that I wasn't going to get it. So I definitely don't have enough points for that, but the other area didn't say nothing about, it said that I had a chance. So we'll see how it comes. I'm not expecting to draw anything for elk necessarily, maybe, but and I don't know about deer either. I'm hoping I do, but I don't know if I will or not. So we'll see what happens. Um, my yeah, my points are kind of sad. I don't have very many points, so it's kind of a sad situation over there in the my
As
account
far as
section.
as far as trying to get in the premium units, but you still have the opportunity to less premium units, but to still get a tag for next year.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean just trying to collect points at this point
Yeah.
and just see how it goes. Um Man, that'll be a hard one actually cuz the one area that I think everybody tries to go for, it's pretty premium area to try to
Hmm.
figure out if I want to do an archery or a rifle once I get the points acquired. Cuz there was one that or the one whenever I was reading it on it, it said or it had the plus sign on it, and it said anything with a plus sign, you're pretty much not going to draw unless you got six or more points. So I know I'm not getting that one. I just figured I would throw it out there anyway.
Yeah, might as well. You got to
I
get the
mean,
points somehow too.
yeah. What it comes down to is you have four choices, and the whole reason that I even put in for the other one or for the premium one is uh I'm not gonna go across the state for one of these other, so I was just trying to fill up choices. I didn't really care.
Yeah.
Which I was actually listening to Randy Newberg the other day. I believe it was him. And he made a point about, if you don't have a good plan to fill up those other choices, like if it's out of your way too much and you're not gonna hunt it, like don't even if you know that you're not going to hunt it now, those other chance draws, like, I mean, there's no reason to put in for those other draws. So I kind of thought of that with the deer. I kind of put in for everything that I wanted or was hoping for. Um, but with the elk, I only put in for two areas, two chances.
Huh.
So, because everything else, I was like, man, I don't know if I'm really interested in traveling that far to hunt elk.
Right.
Because kind of where I'm at, the area that I'm at, the nice thing about it is it's a lot of over the counter area. There's not, I mean, there's some good draw units, but I mean, I have a lot of good over the counter areas too,
Yeah,
essentially.
true.
So
Yeah, so that's one of the things, like you kind of, you like you said, you do have a good opportunity for just grabbing a tag and going hunting
yeah.
and being close to home. But with that being said, I think we'll just go ahead and wrap it up for the night. Keep it a short one.
Well, let me ask you one question before you get us out of here. Have you put in for tags yet, or are
Yeah,
you still working on it? You
I
have?
have till March 1st, or sorry, March 4th to put in for what if I have anything I want to switch. So I've put in for my limited entry, I think for elk, and then did an archery deer tags or deer tag, put in for my 5 choices um and then
Oh,
I
you
can
get
buy
five.
my
You get 5.
I get 5 choices, yeah.
Very nice.
And then I can pick up my turkey tag, my spring turkey tag over the counter from now till the season starts. So I'll be picking that up and getting ready for that and looking forward to it.
Yes, sir. I gotta do the same thing actually, as far as my habitat stamping. I gotta double check. I think they might mail my turkey tag to me. I should have had them mail my habitat stamp too. I don't know why I did that, but I don't know. Anyway,
Gotcha.
yeah, I got that stuff to do, but yeah, I just was kind of curious if I thought you did already, but I don't know if you said it on here, so I wanted to make sure, or if you were in the draw,
If
or if you put in
right,
for draw. So
right.
one of
Yeah,
these days we got a flip flop, and you put in for
for
Colorado
Colorado.
stuff, as an addition, I guess, and then I'll do the
Right.
same over there in Utah.
I should probably start looking at it and just doing and see if about just I guess points because I got to start building points too. I mean, I can always do the over the counter, but if I want any good areas, I got to start building points.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
The other thing too is group hunts. I don't really, I'm not too educated on that stuff, but I saw it on here whenever the that was one of the first questions they asked, if I was doing a group hunt or if I was
Uh,
in a group. I'm like, nope, rolling solo, baby.
yeah.
Oh, did you ever I know I'm dragging the podcast on, but did you ever look at those tactical or tac cameras or whatever they're called?
Yeah, I did. I thought they seemed pretty kind of interesting and they claimed to have a better zoom than, or at least a zoom. And I thought it was interesting that they just kind of fit right inside, I guess, your stabilizer on your bow.
It's there it's kind of enticing to check out so we can make some good content.
True.
And I think you can attach it to a rifle too, so it's kind of get a co. I didn't even look at the price or anything. I just caught him on actually a hunting show. I was watching that Waypoint app that I was telling you about on the smart TVs.
Yeah.
And, I was watching that, and they were doing a whole advertisement on there. And I was like, oh, interesting. That might be nice for me and Joe for our. And it's like that one button push where you just hit the button and it starts recording right away. Or I kind of
Right.
like that idea too, because
Yeah.
especially for what we do, get in that situation.
Yeah. Correct.
Um, I'm sure it'd be like a GoPro footage or whatever, and I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the image would. I mean, it looked like it was good image from what I could tell, but obviously having a cameraman or whatever with Zoom and all that it would be a lot better. But I was like, man, I think it would work. You'd at least get the point across, be able to get some content out, and be able to record the kill shot. So
Yeah. True.
we'll have to look into it and see, learn more about it. But
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, I guess we'll just call it at that and give a little thanks and appreciate you guys for listening to us. And we'll, like we said, we got the turkey hunt coming up for the both of us. So, look forward to that, and give us a like, give us a share, and comment and follow. That'd be awesome. And thanks for watching.
we'll see you in the next one, guys.